Welcome to the South Texas Amateur Tour Podcast, The Power Hour, with your hosts, Travis Salkowski, Dustin Hassan, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Michael Dermanuelian. Good evening, South Texas Am Tour. What is going on? Welcome to the Tour Power Hour. My name is Mike Dermanuelian. Welcome to the official 2023 season. Welcome to the first episode of the year. Hope everyone had an amazing Christmas, amazing New Year. Welcome back. It is time for golf. The tour is live. Guys, we have so much to talk about tonight. A lot of fun stuff to cover. Got a special guest for you. And it's going to be just me and Trav running it tonight. So it's going to be a fun night. And, you know, let's just be honest. We're going to get off topic. But with that being said, let's go ahead and bring in the man, Travis Salkowski. What's going on, buddy?
Ooh, off topic. Off topic from the beginning should be the name of the podcast. You know, that, I mean, off topic is a great...
That is a Wednesday night show for you and me.
Oh my goodness. Good Lord. MD, Happy New Year. It is January the 3rd. This is season 2, episode 1 of the South Texas Power Hour podcast. How the heck are you, buddy? How are your holidays? Everything good?
Man, I am good. Holidays were great. Kid got a bunch of presents. I didn't work for 2.5 weeks. Today was my first day working officially in forever. I used all of the PTO I could to just get myself down to 40 hours to carry over for this year. So today was my first day back to work, which was miserable. And
well, welcome back.
Jesus.
I know your folks were in town, and 2.5 weeks, in-laws, plus your folks, plus Christmas with the kiddo. Miserable back to work, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I spent the last 2.5 weeks where I woke up in the morning. No daycare, and between my parents being here and the holidays and everything, daycare. I mean, Emma didn't go to daycare for like almost a week and a half. So I just woke up every morning, gave her a Pop-Tart. We did these like building block things in the morning, let Cindy sleep. And as soon as she woke up, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to go lift. I will come back and be a parent after I clear my head a little bit. But yeah, it was.
That is the rumor on the street, is that your 2023 tour goal is to be the most ripped on tour. Is that that's just a rumor, or is there any truth to that? I don't know. I saw some gun show stuff on the pre-show warm-ups.
It was I started doing putting a little. I do the same thing every year, man. I drop weight and I put on weight so quick, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and like end of October, I was like, all right, I'm just going to dive in. Let's just try and drop like 15 pounds before we get to the new year. And then we'll start keep lifting heavy and doing that kind of thing. And I'm down about 14 pounds, but I'm in the gym, I'm doing 2-a-days lifting and all that kind of stuff, and just kind of trying to get some strength going. I don't know if I'll be the most ripped, but by far I will be ready to do some modeling for us as needed.
Okay, there we go. There's lots of merchandise modeling coming up, but it is Monster Day week. We are through. We're through the holidays, and we are here ready to rock and roll. My holidays were uneventful and easy peasy. My folks do 6 and 6, 6 in Wisconsin, 6 here, so they were already here. Christmas came and went. The highlight of Christmas for me was I got my puppy dog shoes. So my dog Buster, there he is. MD put a picture up of him. My dog Buster got new shoes for Christmas. That's the highlight of my Christmas. I love it, and he loves them. He sounds he sounds so cool going through, Tractor Supply or Home Depot.
We'll have to get the video. We'll have to get the slow-mo video up. I don't know if you posted it on your Facebook. I know you texted it to me, but of him jumping over the fence. I know you got a picture of it, a still of it as a screen, or as your screen thing on Facebook, but the video was awesome.
So yeah, I was trying to get a video of him jumping. We have a broken fence in our front yard from the horses pushed it over, and he jumps over there so he can get back and forth. And I was trying to get a slow-mo video of him jumping in his boots, and he actually went that way to catch up to me. So I actually got him twice in the same videos. So yes, that's the highlight of my Christmas right there, is filming my dog in slow-mo in his new shoes. So yes,
Emma has watched that video. Emma has watched that video probably like 1,000 times. She just sees it. She goes, "Puppy," every time. Like I just played it for her before we went to bed because she wanted to see the puppy video.
Well, it was a cool time, and like I said, he's doing great in his new shoes, and he sounds like a horse running in them. I love it. It's great. But with that being said, the holidays are all behind us. It is January 3rd. It is Monster Day week on the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. It is 4 days, 11 hours, and 21 minutes until Monster Day shotgun start kicks off. It is close. It is here. Notice to players went out yesterday. Lots going to change on it. That first notice to players with those first pairings is really a formality. With fields this big, there'll be tons of withdrawals, lots of ads off the waiting list. We actually snuck the first team in off the waiting list yesterday. So there'll be some changes, and that's the reason for the first notice to players and then the second official notice to players, which will come out Saturday. This one's nice though because it's an 8:30 shotgun start. Every tee time is the same. Every tee time's 8:30. Registration is going to open at 6:45 in the grill area with the to pay list and skins and check in, and then an 8:30 shotgun start. Everybody starts at the same time, but those flights could rearrange just a little bit, and then the starting hole assignments within those flights could change as well from the first notice to players to the second notice to players there, MD.
Well, one of the things you mentioned earlier when we're dealing with a field this size, let's talk briefly about that, because that is a pretty cool call out as well. Just you think Monster Day, historically we know what the sizes have been. We're going to have 130 plus people playing this year, and that's with the waiting list still pretty full.
I talked to Jason Bird yesterday for a minute, and he's going to try to get on the show tonight. He was at work late, and he's running home, and by running I mean driving. He's driving home as fast as he can to try to jump on with us tonight. But he called me day before yesterday. We were working on the notice to players together, and we were talking about the order of the waiting list. And he's like, "Trav, there are 18 teams on the waiting list. I mean, there's 36 people on the waiting list, and we're going to do our damnedest to get everybody we can to put butts in the seats. That's what we do, right? But we're at 130 players right now, and then there'll be some drop ads going through. So pay attention to those emails because they're going to come, and they're going to come quick, and then that opportunity may come and go. But be watching those emails for the waiting list, those guys that are on the waiting list. We're going to do our best to get some walking groups in off of the waiting list. We're going to go down the order there and offer that because it's a cart issue. I mean, we're out of carts at 65 with the full field of 130 golfers. So that's really the issue. And our special guest tonight is really close to Mission Del Lago. It's Clint Baack, the general. I'm going to call him the general manager. He's the golf course manager and the superintendent there. So we'll talk to him a lot more about Mission Del Lago coming up. Super excited to hear from him. It is Monster Day week on the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. MD,
like we've been waiting.
oh my goodness, I know. And then last week we took last week off for the holidays. That was kind of our Christmas week. MD had folks in town. Sabrina and I were out of town that day. It was weird not being on the show last week, but I'll tell you what. Oh, there he is. What's up, Jason Bird? It's been weird with the podcast, right? Because there's always been a pretty decent off season after the South Texas Match Play Challenge, right? That's the middle of November, and then the next weekend is the San Antonio Open, and then the next weekend is Thanksgiving, and then it's chillax for 3 weeks, and then it's Christmas, and then it's Monster Day, 72 people, 84 people. You know, you're excited if you get to 84 people. And this year it was like South Texas Match Play Challenge was unfortunately a really difficult loss at home. So that kind of set the tone for the offseason for me a little bit. And then all of a sudden there really was no break. It was podcast, newsletter, website, newsletter. And it felt like it took us forever to get to the new South Texas Amateur Tour launch. And then after that, it feels like it's taken forever to get to hear the first notice to players for Monster Day in a sold-out field.
And I think, and maybe we'll be at this point next year talking about it, and we'll be like, hey, we played golf like 4 or 5 times in between break, and we had, got to do this and that. Like this year, I mean, yeah, with the rebranding, the launching, getting everything ready. I mean, you and Jason especially had so much going on in the background to get the website up and running and ready, and all sorts of stuff. So it felt far more chaotic. There's usually, to your point, there's that little bit of a break where we can chill out and kind of go into it. That was sure as hell not the case this year.
I mean, I think
there was no chill this year for sure.
I think it's still go. I think we're still. I think Jason's working. Jason was on the phone with website payment processor stuff today. Like it never ever stops. And the good news for Jason right now is he's not golfing. He's battling an injury. Jason,
who's that good news for?
It is Tuesday. Well, the tour really, because he can work. He doesn't have to play, right? Yeah. He cut a practice session short.
Well, you see, the worst part of confirming there's 2 fractures in my ankle is now my family, and more specifically, my girlfriend knows about it. So she knows I got shitloads of availability now.
Well, yeah,
Jason's
that's the same thing. That's the same thing I said to Jason last week when he's like, "Yep, not playing in Monster Day." I'm like, "Terrific! You can start. You're going to be at the check-in booth, selling merchandise afterwards. This is great." Jason Bird available all day. I love it. But it is
He'll
January.
bring that same positivity that he brings to physical therapy that he'll bring to selling merch.
I'll tell you what.
Hopefully, I can avoid that.
We all know that Jason Bird is a man of many words when it comes to interviews, answering questions, all of that. Well, our guest tonight, Clint, is also a man of many words. This is great. So there's going to be a segment tonight where Jason is interviewing Clint. Yeah, just the 2 of them. It's going to be great.
We're going to keep score of the word use.
It's excellent. It'll be a dad's joke segment with as little spoken as possible.
I don't know any
as little emotion and reaction as possible.
And because Jason's getting on the podcast a little late tonight, we appreciate that he did get home fast to be with us. He's just finding out about this right now, folks. So that's how we roll.
I'll talk to anybody.
It's it's great. How the heck are you, bud? How were your holidays? What are your thoughts on the tour kicking off this weekend at Mission Del Lago?
I mean, I'm excited to, I'll probably be out there for at least a couple hours or so.
Want to come
all right. I mean, it's just, no. No, sorry, can't. I mean, it sucks. I wish I could play. Like you alluded to the practice session, I went out there just to because it feels strong. Like I feel like I can play, which is the hard part. Like it really does feel like I can. And then I can do some chipping. Like I can, once I have to get anything that requires a weight shift, like if I can preset my weight to the left, I can hit it. But I mean, I started getting towards 75, 90 yards, 110-yard shots. I can't do it. It's this weird feeling where the ankle can't support your weight, so it transfers to your knee, and then your knee kind of buckles a little bit, and it's just, and there's no pain, which is the most frustrating part. Like I wish I could just tell people it hurt like shit, so there's just none. It's just, you go to do something, and your body says, nah, you can't do it anymore. Like just, it won't do it. It's like, I was like explaining to someone at work, like you want to stick up your thumb, but you're sitting there and you can't. You just can't do it. Like you want to so bad, but your thumb won't rise.
It's like locked in syndrome. Like you're in there, but you can't do anything. That's a thing, right?
I don't know. It's just so, but it's not that extreme as the thumb thing. But it's like my ankle just says absolutely not. Nope. But it's not painful. So it's just this weird, surreal.
But you're going to come back and you're going to be best putter on tour.
So is this the same foot? Now you had a broken foot last year as well.
It's the same foot.
Same foot, same place, same break, or something different?
No. I broke my 5th metatarsal. So I broke the toe bone, and this is a break in my fibula and then ruptured tendons.
Oh, okay. So completely different.
Yes. Same ankle, foot, limb, but different bones and all that.
Okay.
All of which you didn't feel any pain with.
Yeah.
Crazy. I was with Jason the first break. It was, I feel slightly responsible, but we were at Riverside on hole number 2, and of course my ball was left in the trees, and Jason, of course, was 35 yards in front of me.
In the fairway.
Looking for his ball, and I needed
looking for your ball.
And I needed to chip out, and I'm like, Jason, you're in the way. And when I said Jason, he quick turned around and landed on like a fallen stick and broke his foot. So yes, I feel slightly responsible. My errant tee shot led to a Jason Bird broken foot. Fun fact. The butterfly effect. Fun fact. I love it.
Yep.
But this is our special Monster Day edition. MD Jason Bird, what's your favorite hole location in Monster Day history?
Number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10. Okay, well, let's number 10's great. On the front middle there, kind of 3/4 of the way up the front slope there. Yeah, that's a token hole location. I'm sure we're going to hear from Clint that will be there this coming Sunday. Speaking of that, everybody watching at home right now, Clint Baack, the general manager of Mission Del Lago Golf Course, the course manager and the superintendent of Mission Del Lago Golf Course, will be joining us here momentarily. I would say within the next 10 minutes. So those watching at home, if you have any questions about improvements, how holes are playing, how quick the greens are, we will take as many questions from the viewers there as we can for Clint. I'm sure
Green's got to be pretty slick, right? Like dormant grass. I mean, you gotta get pretty grass, I would think.
I love it. I'm excited to hear how the golf course is played with all of the clearing, with the ponds, with the freeze last week. Had to have sped greens up. Or at least kept grass from growing, But there, Bob North signed up for Mission Del Lago. Greens are fast. That's good to know. We love it. We can't wait to be out there. I love Monster Day at Mission, right? We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Because when you're setting up a tour event, there's guidelines to follow. There's a template to follow when you're creating a golf course setup for a tour event. And that just completely goes out the window for Monster Day. And you just get to do amazing stuff. So I saw a comment from Scotty Williams, partial to number 9. We were talking about the hole locations. What's your favorite historical hole location at Monster Day? Scott Williams chimed in with his number 9. That is the only hole location that has been the same for 10 going on 11 years. That is the only one that I can look you in the eye and tell you I put in the exact same spot for 10 years.
Nice.
And it is right over the bunker.
The one on number 6 is great. At least the one from number 6 the last few years.
I like.
I was like 8 too.
Greg Keogh on number 10. I saw Stephen Evans number 1. Back left on number 1's pretty. Yeah,
that one's awesome. Hit a draw in there, and the ball's just gonna go on the card pad.
Yeah, it's very predictable back there. Number 2 has changed a lot over the years. Number 3 has changed a lot. Number 4 with a Champ Flight 9 putt. I love it.
Number 4 can be brutal. If the greens are super fast, number 4 sucks.
There was one year several years ago where the greens were crazy.
I remember this.
And number 4 was cut kind of on a side slope there. It's like front middle, but it's where the rise goes up behind the grass bunker there in the front. It's on a left to right slope there. And the greens were insane fast that year. And it might have been the first hole they played, but that was the last year where there wasn't a stroke limit for Champ Flight. It went stroke limit for the whole field in this event the following year because of that. And I'm pretty sure Greg Graff is accurate there. I believe that was a 9 putt in a 2-person scramble on number 4. I believe that was accurate. And I believe that Sean Vidal and Dustin Weldon also had a 6 putt on number 10 one year, I think
Freeman had like a 6 putt on 10 and got real mad that one year.
There's nothing better than champ flighters getting mad. It's so much fun. No offense to champ flighters on screen with us right now, but seeing as there are none, Bird's not in the field, and MD is in second flight this year.
Second flight.
Whoa.
MD with his partner Jason Cross. I saw Stacy watching, so that means that Jason's watching because she's logged in for him. So your partner's watching. Tell us how you guys have prepared. Have you talked at all? We're four days away. 11 hours away.
I got a chance to talk to him right at the partnership decision, and I have not gotten the chance to talk to him since. And as far as prep goes, Since the end of playoffs, I have carded 2 rounds of golf and 2 practice sessions. It has been mainly running and lifting. I plan on hitting golf balls Friday, and I should be tournament ready by Friday night.
I love it. I love the confidence there. That's great. Jason Bird, not in the field. How are you preparing for your role at Monster Day this year?
I have no active preparations other than maybe setting an alarm to wake up.
There we go. That's perfect.
So, Trav, I do want to real quick, though, before we jump over to Clint, I did want for Mission just to talk about a way to make some bonus points real quick.
Oh, yes. This is official news tonight. We've got names. We've got graphics. Heck, it's great. MD, all yours. Yeah.
So we have an official, I think we did mention this, but we have a team of pros in the field. Trevor Bailey and Jimmy Keener are going to be playing this weekend with us. And we've got a really unique way or unique opportunity for everyone else in the field to earn some points. Trav, Bird, you guys want to run through that and kind of let everyone know how they can get some extra points to see if they might get a little bit further ahead in the point standings?
Yes, Jason, you want me to go with this, or you got it? What do you want?
I mean, I can go with it. Traditionally, we always try to have a celebrity / pro pairing. And our tournaments are gross and net. So no matter who we get to play, whether they're celebrities that are 30 handicaps or professionals that are 0 handicaps, everyone has an opportunity to beat the team, right? Well, this year we got a team of pros. It's not a pro celebrity. It's not a pro-am team. This is actually 2 pros. I don't know if we've ever had that before, but I think
maybe in the first couple Monster Days, I played with Greg as the Beat the Pro team. So 2 PGA professionals, not two playing professionals. There's a big difference there.
Yeah. That must have been BJ before Jason. I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
But so Jimmy and Trevor are going to go out there. They're going to do their best. They're going to post a score. And it's as easy as if you beat, not tie, if you beat their gross score, you will get bonus points. If you beat, not tie their net score, which their net score will be their gross score, you will get bonus points.
That's correct. So Monster Day is a double points event. So no split between the teammates. 100 points each for winning, up to 125 points each this tournament for beating the pro team gross and beating the pro team net. No flight winning bonus for Monster Day, but a chance to earn extra bonus points by beating the pro team this year, which is really cool. And I think it's really cool to point out that both of those guys are tremendous athletes and amazing golfers. And they both played on the tour as amateurs. I think that's such a cool story. Trevor Bailey last year, Jimmy Keener 4, 5, 6 years ago, played in some partner events with his father, Jim Keener. But yeah, both of the pros playing in the Beat the Pro Monster Day have played on tour in the past as an amateur. I think that's such a cool stat. I think that's so neat. MD, great graphic with the lightning bolts behind it. Can we see it one more time?
Sure.
The heavy stuff's not coming for a while.
That's correct. And that leads us, Jason Bird, thank you so much. That leads us right into the next clip before we get to Clint, the weather forecast graphic for Sunday, January 8th.
Oh, there's a graphic.
I do want to apologize because I know Jason's going to probably make comments on the app and all that stuff because it's not his weather app. And so
it's hard to botch the forecast for Sunday.
There we go. This
tons of rain.
Sunday,
Everyone's gonna
January
get wet.
8th. We've got a high temperature of 70 in the afternoon between 2 and 3 p.m. Hopefully we're all off the golf course by 2. That's the goal. But look at all that rain in the morning. That is a 60% chance of rain in the morning, making Mission Del Lago extra long. The monster at Mission. Who will tame the monster at Mission? Before we get to Clint,
the big bad monster.
Before we get to Clint and all about the golf course, www.stxamtour.golf is your home for everything that is the tour, pairings, notice to players, calendar of events open for registration, which is where I'm going with this. There are 2 events currently open for registration and 1 event that has pairings posted. Of course, Monster Day at Mission is sold out, and that is the event that has pairings posted on that website on the Mission Del Lago page. The 666 at Olmos Basin on January the 22nd is open for registration. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 75% full. It is going to sell out, and it's going to sell out early. Please sign up now if you want to play. Please don't let us be the ones that have to run down the list of waiting list after it sells out. Don't be in that email thread. Sign up now, get in there, and the 666 is going to sell out back to Olmos Basin. That is a cool format.
Yeah.
And
what's nuts about signups, Trav, is, we were joking about that. We went to input the Northern Hills signup, right? And before we even made it live on the site, it already had 2 signups.
Yes.
Somebody had already found it in the index before the page was public and signed up.
Yes. So that'll be the news in the newsletter that will go out tomorrow. As always, Jason Cross, please send a text message or an email, preferably an email, to info@SATXGolf, STXAmtour.golf. Sorry, STXAmtour.golf. Let's start over. The 666 is going to sell out. The big news for the newsletter tomorrow is that the Northern Hills Stroke Play event on February the 4th is also open for registration. First Stroke Play events open for registration, Northern Hills. I love this January-February swing. Mission Del Lago, super excited. Then right back to Olmos Basin. Northern Hills plays fabulous in the winter, and then right to San Pedro Match Play opening in a week or so. So really excited for that. MD, I got let's get to Clint so we can get Clint to bed to get him to the golf course.
Yeah. I texted Jason. I said, "Hey, put me on the list for that individual event," and he goes, "It's not open yet." I was like, "It opened like 30 minutes ago." I was like, "You probably got at least one sign up." He goes, looks, he's like, "God damn it, Brad Gilbert already got it."
So yes, we appreciate that. We appreciate the.
It's a competition to sign up. It's just as brutal. It's just as competitive to get signed up as it is to play. So
it feels that way sometimes.
Yeah, that's what it's becoming. But yeah, let's dive a little bit further into Mission Del Lago. Let's bring in Clint and let's talk Mission. Excited.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Clint, good evening, buddy. We are doing great. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Everything's great here. Everything's great at Mission too. The course in great shape. We're ready for Monster Day. I'll probably have the greens at about 12 by then.
I love it. I love it. Dare we say double cut, double roll?
We're gonna get them. We're gonna get. They're unfortunately. It's good. The warm weather's bringing them back out. They were really fast, but get some sun on them, and that Bermuda likes to start to punch out. So, but they're still pretty quick right now.
Well, that is awesome to hear, and it's awesome for you to be here on the air with us tonight talking about how good Mission Del Lago is. Far too often, Mission Del Lago is the course that's so far away, or the course that, the mosquitoes will pick you up and carry you away, or there's always historically been just this negative vibe, right? And that's gone now. So
we're getting away from that, and that's good. I still wish we could just get away from the old theory. Well, it's too far out there. I don't understand that.
If you Google Maps Mission Del Lago from Riverside, it's 5 miles away.
Right.
Mission Del Lago is 5 miles from Riverside, and with Riverside being closed for renovations now, we're going to hear from Ruben Caraveo and on the renderings of Riverside coming up here in the future, but. Mission Del Lago, not that far away. Mission Del Lago undergoing a ton of golf course and clubhouse improvements. Clint, you want to tell us about some of that?
Well, we've pretty well remodeled the whole clubhouse. The pro shop looks good. The grill looks really good. They have a bar now. Food's great there. And Ray Garza and his crew does a great job. The clubhouse is, I mean, the clubhouse, if you haven't been to Mission, is totally different, and I think we have a great atmosphere. Now the golf course is really we're really getting it back in shape, and mainly the greens. We've done improvements. We have we put new tee boxes on 5 par 3 number 5 and par 3 number 8, which I think is going to make the play a lot better. We have new bunkers on all the par 3s and all. So, and we've reduced them some, deepened them a little bit. So they're, it's coming. The course is really looking good. All our aprons and fringes and collars are back and have grass around them, where in the past haven't had much grass. So
there's some feedback from a good player right there, Stephen Evans, the Red Dragon. Mission has the best fairways on the trail.
We're getting there. They're there. I mean,
here's a comment from Scott Williams. Looks like a completely different course with all the junk taken out from in between the holes. Just beautiful.
And that has to do with you, Travis, and your group too, because y'all were out there doing all the hard work, and we get comments on all the new clearings and all that, which makes the course play a lot better. It's easier to get around, and it's faster to get around, which is a good thing.
I think it's so cool now that you can stand over on the south side of the clubhouse, like in the parking lot over there, and you can see 10 tee box, of course, right? But you could see 16 flag. Green. I think that's cool. I think that's so cool, and it makes it feel like a different golf course, right? Like it's so much. I love it.
Even clearing out the pond on 16, where now you don't have any blind spots to the green. Everybody can, we can now move the pin all the way over to the right side. And I think it's the course itself is really coming, and we're getting a lot of good comments.
So yeah, heck yeah. And we see it here live on the comment thread here too. But you bring up a really cool point about number 16. Last year on Monster Day, we played 16 from the red tee box and put the hole location like 2 and 2 on the front right corner, and you couldn't see the flag.
Yeah.
And that was the Monster Day of it, right? Yeah. And now that's gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Tell us about redoing the tee boxes and redoing the bunkers. What process? What does that mean, really, when you say redoing the tee boxes?
Well, basically, we leveled the tee boxes out where they were hunchbacked over, especially on number 5, the number 5 white. It was just, it was so hunchbacked over.
Turtlebacky.
Right. And now it's, it went from, 1,000 square foot to over 2,500 square feet.
So, lots more turf grass for that.
A lot more turf grass. The blue tee, we stretched it back a little bit, so now it's, you can get it back there a little more, and it's a good hole from back there now, and
and that bunker is that bunker in front of 5 gone now?
No, it's still there. We narrowed it a little bit and took it a little more toward the green. So all the bunkers that we redid, we moved them more toward the green, so they're more in play. And I think on Monster Day we can now tuck the pin, especially on 5, behind the bunker.
I love that's what everyone wants to hear you say start, right there. Yep. Where and that's my next bullet point, Clint, is after we're done talking about the improvements here, because I want to hear about the bunkers too. I want to, what does that entail? But I know everybody watching right now wants to hear some of your favorite hole locations that are coming up this Sunday. So that's our next bullet point. But So we've removed the soil, we put down new turf grass, and we have much bigger hitting areas on the par threes. But tell us about redoing the bunkers,
So
taking out sand and changing base.
Well, we basically we put all new drainage in them. Basically, they had to go in and, they tried to find the old drainage. Some of it they did, but it's basically they found out where everything was stopped up and got all the new drainage in them, new liner in them, and so they're, and then the new sand in them, and they're playing so much better. And so hopefully in the near future, we'll start doing more of them and all. There is a cost to it. So you have to look at that also. But
yeah,
absolutely. The bunkers that we've done, we put, the bunker on number 7 was totally redone. Took it more toward the green. So we can tuck the pin back there behind it also now. And I think there's going to be some probably new pin placements this Sunday for everybody.
I'm super excited. Clint, can you give us, I know Clint and I are going to try to do as many hole locations together as we can. For those of you playing your practice rounds over the weekend, look for our dots. We're not going to tell you what color they are and where to look, but if you just go onto every green and say, what's the craziest location here? That's a good place to start. But Clint, can we give the viewers at home a couple highlights? Let's not give them too much information, but let's pick one hole on the front and one hole on the back. What are your favorite Monster Day locations on the front 9 and then on the back 9?
I think number 9 this year is going to be number 8. I think we need to tuck it behind the bunker, sort of on the middle slope.
I love it.
I like that. That'll
so
be
the
fun.
ball, you're going to have to hit a good shot, and then you're going to have some fun putting area. I think that'll be a good new pin placement for us.
And that's one of the bunkers there on the front of 8 that moved closer to the green.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that tee box was redone there. Did that blue tee
box
back up?
The white tee box was redone and made larger also.
Okay, awesome.
So we can take it back a little further if we want to, which I think would be a good idea, and sort of play from the tips on that hole.
So yeah, that's a good point too. Only 3 sets of tee boxes in Monster Day. Champ Flight, First Flight, and Second Flight all play the blacks, with seniors playing the greens, and then Third and Fourth Flight play the greens with seniors playing the whites. So no blue tee box at Monster Day. Those middle flights play all the way back and get the monster as much as possible. Okay, to the back 9, Clint. What's the sneak peek hole location for the back 9?
I still think it's got to be number 10 in the middle of the green.
Number 10 up there, on the middle of the front slope, yeah.
No, and I mean, because that's a very challenging putt. I think that's going to be the winner, the breaker. And then I would say 18's got to be behind the bunker to the left side of the green.
That's a good one too.
Yep.
That's a good one
That's
too.
a real tough one.
Jason Bird brought up hole number 6. The last couple years, hole number 6 has kind of been in the front on the left, kind of right in that little creek right there. That's a fast location.
That's a very fast area right there.
Yeah, so that's a good one. I love number 8. Historically, I'm really digging behind the bunker. I've never put it there.
That'd be really good.
Historically, that's like 1 and 1 on the front right corner, so it's as much carry over the water. So I'm really looking forward to that being a different angle, maybe from the new white tee box. I love that. And then I like 12.
I was about to say 12 would be my second.
Yeah, and plus 12, we've got all new bunkers. So
okay, then you can I think 12 might be the hardest then.
12.
The bunker that is on the right side of the green, which was just one bunker, we made it a split bunker.
Ooh,
So
okay.
I
so
do
now
like
you
that.
have a little front bunker, and then you have a area that people can walk up in between the two bunkers and all that. So, and then plus the bunker to the left actually got moved, I would say 10 yards to the green. So it's
wow.
it's basically there's probably 5 feet of collar on it now.
Well,
Yeah.
from that back tee box to like even a reasonably normal back right hole location is all cover. It's all carry.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
right.
a tricky hole.
That's
I
gonna be
think
a
I
good
think that
pin
could do some
placement.
damage.
I think that's a tricky hole. I think 10's difficult. I think 11 is a must birdie. So there's some pressure there. I think 12 is difficult. I think 13 and 14 are the most difficult holes back to back on the golf course.
Right.
Then going into 15, which is the easiest, which is almost a must eagle, downwind 490-yard par 5, it's almost a must eagle in this event. And then 16's no joke, 17's no joke, and 18's no joke. I mean, especially from 7,200 yards with a weather forecast. MD, if you want to put that back up, we'll get Clint's take on the weather forecast here. In a weather forecast that says 60% rain showers in the morning. How do you think?
I think it's gonna make Monster Day one of the best Monster Days you've had.
I love it. There we go. We are between the course conditions, the course improvements, and the weather forecast. Clint's predicting best Monster Day ever. I love it. And that segues us to our next bullet point. Talking about the greatest of all time, the greatest of 2022 on the Alamo City Golf Trail. Look at that. Mission Del Lago is no joke. I love the extra period there. It's so emphatic. The manager of the year for the Alamo City Golf Trail is with us tonight on the show. Clint, congratulations on your trail award.
Well, it was a surprise, So
did you know it was coming at the trail?
No, I didn't have a clue.
Oh, that's even better. Do we have MD? Do we have a picture?
It was a very great award, and but it's not just me; it's my whole staff and all too. So I didn't, like I told my staff, they won it for me. I didn't, I put everybody in the position, and I think that's why the course is improving. I have a good staff. I have a good staff in the pro shop. So,
I mean, that manager of the year award right there could very easily say most improved golf course.
I personally think that's what it is.
I love it. I think it's great. Congratulations on that. MD, Jason, I'll stop talking and let you give Clint some stuff here. Any questions from the viewers as well?
That is what I was looking for. I know we've got a bunch of congratulations and those kinds of things rolling through. We'll pull those up. Again, guys out there, if anyone has any questions for Clint, throw them out while we've got him on here for a couple more minutes. Jaybird, you got any questions? Anything that's interesting or?
You've been excessively talkative tonight, so let's keep rolling with that.
Sorry, been distracted. I heard someone say that 12 was going to be the hardest hole location. Is that the back right location?
I would say so now. The way with the new traps and the new bunkers and all, I would say the back right is going to be very interesting.
I could see that one maybe touching the collar back there.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, yeah, that's what it's always. That's where we put it back there, right?
The back bunker got moved closer to the green, so with of course, if we do get some weather, some rain, that it might soften the course up. But I'm not saying that the course is going to be hard, but it's going to be fast if we don't get any rain.
I love that. We know South Texas Amateur Golf Tour ambassador Greg Graff was out at Mission Del Lago today.
What? Does that guy ever work?
And he has a question. What course agronomy thing was Clint looking at today?
Well, we were mainly looking at the greens, and unfortunately, we've got a little Poana coming up, so we're gonna attend to that here in the next few weeks and all. So we don't have the problem we had back in April and all.
Oh, I remember that.
Well, I remember it. I remember it very well, and it's not going to happen this year.
There was a post every day about that, and I was like, getting absolutely shredded.
But yeah, no, it's unfortunately the warm weather. We're unfortunately in perfect growing climate for the Poana right now.
Yeah,
so we're gonna sort of hit it with some stuff next week, and
there was also a question about the putting green and that kind of thing. How's that area looking right now?
It's the putting green's coming back. We took a lot of sod off of it and put it around some of the areas on the other greens and all that. So that's why we, unfortunately.
I mean, you got to have a nursery from somewhere, right? You have to have a nursery.
The drought area for Houston, the only place you can get Tiff Dwarf is in Houston, and they had no Tiff Dwarf this year. So we had to do something, and unfortunately the putting green was our next choice. But it's come back. It'll be back fully by the spring and all that. So, and your main objective is to get all the greens in good shape. So that on the golf course, and so sometimes the putting green has to suffer. So.
Yes, it's about the playing surfaces on the course working backwards, and then and then the practice area, and then the putting green, and then the range line, and then the kart staging area, and then the parking lot. It works away from the whole location on the golf course. Clint, there's a question from Jeff Warren. Are the plans for 10 and 16 and 11 to continue to hold water? We must be talking about the ponds there on 10 and 16 and 11 to continue to hold water. They just kind of are right now.
Kind of doing that.
Well, really, they are holding water right now. But right now, the plans are to eventually line them and get them where they'll hold water. But that's probably in the next 3 or 4 years and all.
So grassy, playable areas right now that will hold water for a longer time than anticipated following a rain event.
Right.
I remember I hit a ball in the 10 pond, and Travis was like, "Oh yeah, you can hit out of there." And then I went down there and I was like, "Huh."
Oh yeah, there's 3 feet of water. I had no clue.
and 10,000 golf balls that look just like mine that I hit in there. So
those are all gone now.
Are they?
There's another comment from Greg Graff. It looks like Clint was dodging shots from Greg Graff, Morgan Graff, and Trace Davis. Smiley face. Is that true? Is that were you having to dodge shots?
No, we weren't having to dodge. They all hit them up there close, and we got to see some good golf right then.
That looks like three tour players grinding out practice rounds right there. That's what that looks like.
That's what it was.
Guys, what do you got for Clint? I got one more question only for Clint. You guys want to go in front of me?
Is Mission Del Lago in the city limits?
Yes.
I always wondered that. Okay. That's like really south. There's not much further south that's still in San Antonio, right? On 281?
Yeah, it is in the city limits now.
Okay. So you could do like 36 one day, the northernmost San Antonio course, and then the southernmost do like Cedar, then Mission one day.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
TPC, then Mission.
Listen, Cedar and Mission Del Lago were both built in the same year. Or at least Cedar was acquired by the city in the same year that Mission was built, I believe. I think it's important to have public access on the north side and public access on the south side. And look at Mission Del Lago. It has come from the bottom of the bell curve all the way up to Alamo City Golf Trail Manager of the Year, Most Improved Golf Course of the Year, and seeing comments from the viewers like the fairways are the best on the trail is cool to see. I love hearing redoing bunkers. I love the little snicker in the voice, like now the whole location for Monster Day can get a little more difficult because of the bunker renovation. I love that. I think that's cool. Clint, what do you think the winning gross score is going to be? 2-person scramble, Monster Day at Mission, winning gross score when you and I are done setting it up.
62.
62, everybody. I hope I'm taking the over.
I'm taking the over on that.
I gotta take the over on it, right?
I mean, 62 is
that's 10 under.
That
is
that is let's see, that's all the par 5s. That still leaves you 6 to get with no making mistakes. So you got to get 1. You got to get 5 and 8 because you're not going to get 6 and 7.
I mean, 6 could have the worst pin location, depending on how fast the greens are. Because you could putt it off the green if you're above that hole.
I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I mean, 62.
I don't see it.
Wow, 62. I mean, the
Well, you got some good golfers.
wow.
I'm not playing, so I
Listen,
don't know
I mean,
about
listen, that's great. I mean, I love that you're backing all the golfers. I know your boy's playing. I know he's looking forward to it. Tell us a little bit about Trace's off season and how you're getting him ready for Monster Day.
Well, Trace has had a pretty he did well this summer and on and in the tour, and so he was really pumped, and so he's been practicing a lot. His goal is to move up in flights, and that's his goal, and he's working hard to get there.
I mean, that's always good when your dad's a PGA professional, you know. I mean, it's easy to go and ask advice there, you know. And I'm glad he's got you there as an avenue.
Well, at least he's finally listening to the advice.
Well, you know, better late than never, right?
Yeah,
That's you know, it's an analogy that holds true in this point. Let's go around the horn for Clint, and we'll let him get out of here.
Clint, I just want you to know that 5 under won Monster Day in 2022. So 10 under, I'm taking the over on that one.
There you go. Well, we'll see.
Well, I'll tell you what, if 62 hits, we'll have you on the podcast next week, and you can come on and you can tell.
Hits, I'm going to ask who set up the course.
Yeah,
that's the better question.
You can come on and you can tell Jason Bird, who knows what they're talking about.
There you go.
Clint,
It'll be a Tim Donahue situation.
Clint, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on your Manager of the Year award. Everybody watching, Mission Del Lago is Rockstar. We can't wait to be there for a sold-out Monster Day at Mission, the kickoff to the 2023 South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, Alamo City Golf Trail Division, double points, Monster Day at Mission. Clint, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. And we'll see everybody out there.
Thank you. Yeah. And we'll see you Saturday and Sunday. Sunday for the event, buddy. Thank you so much.
All right. I'll be there at 4:30 in the morning. See you then.
Well,
I'll be there too. I'll be there as well.
We will let you go and get to bed so you can get to Pamper in Mission Del Lago at 4 a.m.
All right. Y'all have a good evening.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Clint.
Right. Bye-bye.
What a cool guy. What a cool dude. Clint Baack, PGA professional, golf course manager, and superintendent at Mission Del Lago. The Alamo City Golf Trail's 2022 Manager of the Year. So well deserved. Really good dude. Really, 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 really gives a shit about the product that he puts out every day. Him and his team put out every day. And bless you, Jason Bird. It's just really, when he's not lying. He's gonna be on a mower tomorrow morning at 4:30. He's just gonna be getting Mission Del Lago ready for the general public and ready for us. And we joke around all the time about setting up the golf course, right? And no shit, Clint will be right there pointing and putting and rolling. No other course manager does that. A 5 under one. What, 5 under last year?
We're get this, Travis. Monster Day 2020. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm fascinated.
64 total players in Monster Day 2020.
Dang.
I think that's so cool. Thank you so much, San Antonio amateur golfers looking for competitive places to play. Doubled in size in the last 2 years. Sold out at 130 golfers. We are going to do our best to get some more in off the waiting list. Fingers crossed there. We just had Clint Baack, PGA professional and manager of Mission Del Lago, on with us. What a great interview that was. MD, your thoughts on that?
I thought it was great. I mean, Mission, I think, has continued to come along so well. I think, even for me, obviously I don't see that golf course regularly, but the times that I do go there, every time I was there, it looks great. I was there obviously a couple of different times when 16 was getting cleared out, when 11 was getting cleared out. Saw some of the other renovations there, and it's been fantastic to watch. And again, to your point, it literally is these guys just giving a shit about what they're doing.
And you can't teach that. And Clint's a good old boy from the country. He was he managed the Uvalde golf course in Uvalde, Texas for the longest time. I saw Jason Cross and his wife Stacy give a shout out to Clint. They live in Hondo and they know him. Hondo's close to Uvalde there. And it's just a good old boy who gives a shit about the product that he puts out. And it's so refreshing to see. And he's right. The clubhouse is awesome. That's where the check-in tent is going to be, in the clubhouse. The Rockin' G Grill will be open for breakfast and lunch. The driving range opens at 6:45. Listen, Mission Del Lago is the place to be. It's no longer the golf course where there's only 20 people playing and you can walk right on. It's just not like that anymore. So we are excited to be there. I'm excited for some of the pairings. I'm excited for 5 flights. The return of Casey Carnes this weekend on tour.
Jeff Young making a return.
Jeff Young is playing with Joe Workman, so we know for sure there's going to be some flight adjustment there in the second notice to players. So Joe's TBA is filled with Jeff Young's return to the tour. He's a former team member. Ian Parnaby is playing with Chris Dingman. I think that's fantastic.
There you go. And Dingman.
So many team members. Tour champion Sean Vidal is in the field. All of the ambassadors minus Jason are playing. It's just a really cool event. It's the only scramble on the tour schedule, and it's a silly scramble at that. So we're so looking forward to it. The South Texas Amateur Golf Tour Alamo City Golf Trail Division kicks off in 4.5 days. It's super exciting.
Yep. Well, Trav, I think aside from, you've been throwing it kind of in our face all night. Before we close up shop for the night, I want to talk about.
I know, right? I know, right?
Let's address that because it's been brought up in the chat, and you're just waving it in front of us. I think we need to just do a quick address.
It's definitely an entire long show teaser. There's no graphics made for it yet. There's no sales store made for it yet on the website. But we are hoping, fingers crossed, that we are going to make a limited run merchandise offerings available at Monster Day. So we are hoping to have a couple different logo options, a couple different layout options, and a couple different choices for the inaugural South Texas Amateur Golf Tour merchandise launch. Eventually, this will be on the website. where you can order 24/7 your favorite South Texas Amateur Golf Tour gear or your favorite quotes from Jason Bird. That's going to be something that we are going to do. We're going to do our best to get Jason Bird quotes on T-shirts all year long.
Like monkeys.
I believe our first one's going to be I Did It First, I Did It Better. South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. I love that.
Being humble.
I'm the best at being humble.
I'm definitely the best at being humble.
I love that one. We talked about one that has a bell curve on it. We talk about bell curves. It's show me your curves. I think that's great. There's going to be tons of cool stuff. But yes, to answer your question, and I saw Chris Espinoza comment on it, and I'm sure that was Jason replying to him. But yes, there's going to be some limited runs. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to be. But there will be some merchandise available at Monster Days Starters tent for sure throughout the duration of the day. Yes. Yes.
Scott Williams, can you get out of here? I'm tired of this. Christmas is over. We're done.
I mean,
Scott Williams.
I won't go back into this. I won't. No.
MD. Scott Williams is making a Jason quote. That's a T-shirt. Terminator is the best Christmas movie. Jason Bird, South Texas Amateur. I mean, that's good. Thank you so much.
Photoshop Bird's head onto the Terminator.
I think it's great. We just need the bird silhouette, like standing there.
I got bigger muscles than Arnold, though.
Standing there leaning on his putter. I did it first. I did it better. Wow.
We just get we just get a picture of Bird, and then all I do is turn one of his eyes into like a robot-y eye kind of looking thing.
Oh, I love
half
it.
His face is like kind of melted off, and he's got the Terminator skull.
That's easy to do. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I think that's great. I think that's great. Yes, there will be smalls available, Stephen Evans, in all merchandise sizes. Yes, there will.
I will pre-shrink his too, so it's extra small.
Yes.
I was going to say.
That is a service that we do. No, it's not. That is not. We don't do that. Jason, if you want to buy him a small and shrink it and then give it to him as a gift, that's fine. That is not an option.
I will service Stephen Evans. Don't you worry.
We'll get Stephen Evans a child small or whatever size Maddie needs as well, so they can match.
Youth medium. Stephen Evans, youth medium.
Youth mediums.
MD, I've officially covered everything. We have 2 events open for registration. The 666 is open. That's at Olmos Basin on January the 22nd. We've got a Northern Hills stroke play that will be the subject line of tomorrow's tour weekly newsletter. That's open for registration. And we have a sold out Monster Day with pairings up on the website, subject to change. They're going to change for sure. But I love the Chris Dingman, Ian Parnaby, Casey Graham, Casey Carnes foursome. I think that has the chance to be so electric to watch. I just Ian can get hot, and we all know how Casey Graham gets when the putter gets going, and we all know how Casey Graham feeds off of Casey Carnes. So that's going to be, and then there's Dingman in the mix with his full scale mustache. Now, I think that's great.
That's
who knows?
The intimidation factor.
I mean, anything can happen. And Terminator is not a Christmas movie.
Word.
Yes. MD, back to you, bud.
You know what? That is all I've got, guys. It's 2023. We are in the new year. The season, if you want to say it, kicks off for certain in 4 days. It's coming up fast. I feel like we just put it up on the website. We were 32 days away or something like that. Like
it's taken so long to get here, but now it's just going to go bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
And 5 o'clock on Sunday morning is going to come real fast.
Yeah. It's. I mean, everything that we've been talking about over the last 2.5 months. What this season's going to be, what's coming this season. It really. I mean. It starts Sunday morning, right when we see everyone bright and early, and it's going to be great. But great show tonight. Really appreciate Clint joining us. Mission Del Lago looking great, getting ready to host The biggest monster day in history, potentially best score ever recorded in history for Monster Day while we're at it.
I mean, there's a couple years
statistically
where
we have so many people playing. It's
like even par one a
it.
couple years, I think. And if the greens are as fast as Clint says they're going to be, I mean, there's no chance. I mean, listen, I love Clint's optimism there, and he's trying to give it.
Doing it. We're shooting 5 unders and 4 unders with half the field size.
That's a
playing
good
with
point.
Double the field size.
That's a good point.
Can we make that argument?
I'm still taking
There's
the
something
over.
to be said there.
I'm still taking the over.
No one's doing 10 under. No one's doing 10 under. But I would say I think 8 under, 7 under might be your winner. Maybe 10 is aggressive. It's a bunch of red numbers coming in if it's a 10 under.
6 is the record, so 10 is so far out of that. I mean, I'm taking the over on that.
I mean, he wouldn't be catching this much heat if he would have said 8.
Yes,
but he said 10.
He went double digits.
He said 10, now I got to put a thou on that.
Oh, a thou on the over. Oh my goodness. Well, listen. Take a peek at the Champ Flight golfers, and there's a couple teams in there, probably about half of the teams in Champ Flight that could get to 10 on a normal day.
I would agree with that.
And that's 10 making no mistakes.
Sunday will not be a normal day.
Sunday is not, and that's where I was going with that, MD. Sunday is not a normal day on tour. It's the only scramble, and it's the only monster day. And this has been the Monster Day special edition of the Power Hour podcast. Sold out Monster Day, 4.5 days away, Sunday morning, 8:30 shotgun start. Be on the lookout for a second notice to players with official starting hole locations, official flights, and that ever important Golf Genius player ID, that GGID that lets you log in to Golf Genius. Stephen Evans, I got distracted reading your comment there. If 10 under wins on Sunday, I'll retire. The Red Dragon is also taking the over. Stephen, does that count if that's your team? If your team gets to 10 under, do you also drop the mic and retire? Or do you try to run the table wire to wire?
I don't think he can retire on that one.
I don't think so either. But this has been, unless it's me and Dishman. That's what he just typed in right there. Yes, this has been the Monster Day special edition. Sold out Monster Day, doubled in size in the last 2 years. The South Texas Amateur Golf Tour officially kicks off January 8th. Monster Day at Mission. Sign up. See that website scrolling along the bottom right there. stxamtour.golf. 666 at Olmos Basin, open for registration. That is another partner event. Really cool format with best ball, scramble, and alternate shot. And then Northern Hills Stroke Play opened up as well this week, and it will be in the newsletter tomorrow. And then look for the San Pedro Match Play to open in the coming week or so. That is going to be a hot ticket.
People are going to be just
64 player field only. So when that comes out and you see it, sign up. There's no waiting list for that event. It's, hey, listen, it's 64. I can't help you. Right? It is what it is. Triple points. And hands down, my favorite event. I mean, it's so cool. So cool. I love it. But
I think this year maybe do pairings live on special show.
Live on the podcast. It'll be the match play drawing live show, or that's the only thing we do. I think that's we'll use Casey will make us those little
I'll figure it out, yeah.
The clicker wheels, and we'll do that live on the show. I mean, how great is that? I mean, it's going to be chaos, but it sounds fun to me.
New?
Yeah, I love it. Jason Berg, final thoughts on January the 3rd, 2023.
Oh, I don't got anything.
Wow. It's unbelievable. MD, I'm sorry. I tried to segue it out there.
No,
I'll turn it back over to you.
I
broke his foot. I didn't
segue.
realize he broke his ability to comment.
Well, I mean, speaking of segues, there was one that was used on eBay for $40, and it just had like a broken battery, and I could fix that. But they wanted like $100 shipping. So what do you think about paying more for shipping a product than the actual cost of the product?
I mean, what's the total value of the product?
Listen, it's very simple. A Segway weighs a shitload. A Segway is heavy.
I mean, I get it. Yeah,
it's heavy, right?
That's shipping freight.
That's just business. It's just a line item. It's business is business. You know, it doesn't matter if you buy a $10 cinder block. A cinder block at $10 is going to cost more to ship than a $10 gift certificate to Chili's.
I agree. I'm just saying.
Not when you add the toilet paper.
It's always weird. It's just always weird.
I have nothing to say to that. I think a Segway would be cool. Like, I'd love to see you just trolling around the golf course in your Segway, checking in on people.
I think marshalling on Segways would be cool for Jason Bird.
That's just another way for me to get hurt.
Oh, 100%. Like, I didn't actually think you would do this without getting hurt. Something's going to hurt.
Yeah, I'm gonna wipe out and crack my neck or something.
It's funny that you bring up Segways. I've been researching e-bikes pretty hard. I think I want an electric bike.
I want one of those fat scooters that you can put your golf bag on, and then it's like a bike for the fairways.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yep.
They had when I was in Missouri, when we were playing the tournament that we were playing with Micah and Mike Sherman. They had a couple there that they were testing out, and those things looked awesome.
I think that looks cool. I got one more comment. Be on the lookout in the newsletter tomorrow for 2023 tour travels information. That will be in the newsletter tomorrow. I believe there are a handful of spots left on this year's trip to Destination Kohler, Wisconsin.
We just got four more. We got 4 more of those double occupancy spots since those are so popular.
Yeah, so I know this was a big week. I know a couple names joined the tour travels list, and when that sells out, we'll have a special edition tour travels where we show those names that are going on the big tour travels trip to Destination Kohler this year. Some big tour names signed up this week.
Yeah. And it's open to the general population. Anyone can sign up. This round of special invites is over, and what do we get? 80% of those guys back. But we have more spots this year, and I just went and got more spots from Kohler. So,
if you have any questions about tour travels and the 2023 trip to Kohler, Wisconsin, that's coming up the first week in June, last week in May, first week in June,
Memorial Day week.
We will have flyers at Monster Day at Mission. We will talk about it during opening announcements. So if you have questions about it, send us an email, info@stxamtour.golf, info@stxamtour.golf, or seek out Jason, myself, or MD, or Casey, or Dustin Hassan at Monster Day at Mission at the scoring area. We will get you all filled in on Tour Travels 23 to Kohler, Wisconsin. I mean, it's an amazing time. I mean, it really is cool.
If you like amazing golf and making memories for a lifetime, and friendships, and those kinds of things, this trip is for you. If you
world-class customer service, outstanding food and beverage. That is a 2-time trip member, Scott Williams. If you can make it, you won't regret it. It is such good golf, such good customer service, such good friendship, and it's such a cool town. It's like a storybook town. I mean, it really is a cool experience.
It looks like where they might shoot like a terrible Hallmark video at Christmas.
Yes, like it's like the Dickens Christmas Carol village, but like
Modern.
It's just so perfect. Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. It's a great time. That was my last plug for the night. MD. Oh, I love it there too. Like you hate to leave.
I need some Sprecher and peanut squares now.
I need some cheese curds.
Listen, there's nothing like going to Piggly Wiggly on the last on the last day there, and you can totally tell that I'm from Wisconsin and leaving Wisconsin because the conveyor belt at the Pig is like spotted cow, summer sausage, hard rolls, cheese curds, Sprecher.
And the $50 overweight charge at Southwest Baggage Check.
Well, we've been driving, you know.
Oh, that's true. You drive now, yeah. Gonna get the old van up there again.
Yes, of course.
Screaming through the hills of Missouri.
The tour van is alive and well and fully loaded, ready to go for Monster Day. For those of you wondering, the tour van is sentimental. It was donated by a sponsor from a couple years ago, and the tour van is turned into this kind of, she has a name. Her name's Roberta, the tour van, and it's kind of this cult following. We should make her a Facebook page.
I was about to say there should be a shirt
with the tour van on it. I love it. I think that's great.
We should get like the Dillo just plastered all over it.
I love it. I think it's great. MD, over to you. We can keep talking all night, but we are doing good. Right now we're on the under on the Power Hour podcast average time.
And I am, and with that being said, I'm going to make sure we stay under. It's I'm not.
Guys, we can't wait to see you this Sunday. Be on the lookout for that second notice to players coming Saturday. We're just going to stop letting Jason talk because it's Jason.
I thought I was a man of few words.
I know, right? It's so kind
and you still managed to use those few to incite riots.
I don't think they're inciting.
For as much as I love the
I think you need to rephrase that. Be more positive. It's thought-provoking.
Jason, I'm sorry. MD, I apologize completely. I'm sorry. Jason, do you know how it's really cool and hip right now for minor league baseball teams to have crazy secondary logos?
Oh, yeah, like the Flying Chanclas?
Like the Flying Chanclas, or there's like some marshmallows out in the Rocky Mountains. I mean, there's the UFO.
Rocket City Trash Bandits?
Yes.
Can we get a tour van driver head cover?
I think Steven Evans has hit it on the head that the tour's alternate logo needs to be some cartoon graphic of the tour van as a golf cart or something.
No, just the van, and then just a caricature of you with your head out the driver's side window.
So there you go. Jason Berg, get on that one. MD, sorry, back to you. I'm done for sure. It's Monster Day week, man. I mean, what do you expect from me? It's been 8 weeks since we've been this excited for an event.
It's Monster Day week. Travis hasn't planned a tournament or had to deal with a tournament in a while. We sometimes forget what he's like before tournaments, and we're all getting reestablished with the Travis that we know and love for the 8-month period of, I have a tournament this week. I got to get this done. MD, what are you doing? Bird, what are you doing?
Where are you guys on your list? What's going on?
What are you guys on?
With you?
Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Big shout out to Clint. Congrats on his award this year. Manager of the Year. Mission Del Lago looking amazing, getting ready to host us this week in 4 days, opening amazing. The 2023 season. It's going to be so much fun. Get signed up for the other tournaments that are open right now, the 666 and the individual event at Northern Hills. Guys, these things are going to continue to sell out. They're going to sell out quick, and there is always going to be a wait list. This is just the way it's just the trend that it's going to be for now. I have said it 1,000 times over the last couple of weeks since we officially opened up this whole thing. It's as competitive to get signed up for an event as it is to actually play. So get on it, get to work. If you haven't hit golf balls yet, like me, go practice a little bit. And we will see you guys bright and early on Sunday morning. Bird, Trav, thank you so much for being on tonight. And we'll see you guys in a few days.
Woo! It's Monster Day.
It's Monster Day. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night,
The
everybody.
Monster Mash. You did the mash.
And we're off the air now for that. We have violated rules. Good night, everyone.